Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do when drawing your bowl is draw a sphere in this top view over here. So go to your command panel, select sphere, and draw the sphere. After that, you can either, your sphere will probably look like so in the perspective view, so without the grid lines. In order to turn on the grid lines, either press F4 or go to this default shading tab and press edge faces, so you'll be able to see the actual grid on the face of the sphere. Okay, and then in order to add a pivot gizmo, we're going to go to Object Hierarchy over here in the command panel. Make sure pivot is selected, and then you're going to select Effect Pivot Only. Okay, now you can move this gizmo anywhere you want. Okay, now you're going to go to your modifiers icon in the command panel, and you're going to add delete mesh. So go to the modifier list, go to delete mesh, and then you're going to hide this delete mesh by pressing this eye tool right next to it. Okay, now you're going to add volume select under, and you can do this by going to the modifier list, and under selection modifiers, select volume select. Okay, then press down the little drop down button next to it, select gizmo. Great, and then under parameters and stack selection level, press face. Great. Now you can move this gizmo up and down until you're satisfied with where the blue region falls would be the shape and volume of your bowl. So move this gizmo up and down until you're satisfied with the shape. Okay. Once you have your bowl shape figured out, you're going to want to go back to your delete mesh, and you're going to want to move that up above the volume, select, and then press your eye tool. And then it creates this bowl shape. If you would have just left the delete mesh below the volume select in this panel, then it would have deleted the whole sphere. Okay. Then you're going to add a stretch modifier and then a mesh select modifier. So go to your modifier list, add your stretch modifier, okay, then add your mesh select modifier. Okay, and then go to stretch and see how it doesn't do anything. You need to move that in the hierarchy to the under delete mesh. And the reason we added mesh select is because the stretch modifier only works if this is within this hierarchy. Okay, so once you have your satisfied shape, go ahead and go to the modifier list again and add stretch modifier. I'm sorry, add shell modifier. We already have the stretch modifier. Go ahead and bring that up to the top. You want the shell to be right on the top of the hierarchy list. And here you can change the inner thickness and the outer thickness. Okay. And before you go to export this, make sure to right click on the skull and convert it to an editable poly. This way your final product is left with just this editable poly instead of all of those modifiers that we added. So it looks cleaner. And there's your bowl.